and welcome and hello to Teal Toll Spotfest Wrestling. Jamie's disappointment is palpable. I love it.
Terrible.
This is Total Spotfest.
Terrible.
Come on, Austin. You're good, right? That was a good one. Come on. Give me, where's my puns at?
That was the kind of joke my wife makes on a regular basis, and usually elicits a groan from me.
All right. Well, Heidi, got you. This is Total Spotfest. That's
She
Jamie.
would appreciate it very much.
I know, right? I know. Jamie's there. I'm JJ. Returning from the depths of illness is one Mr. Austin Reddick. Welcome back. We are glad you are feeling better. We assured everybody it was not the beer. It was not the beer. It was not the beer.
It was not the beer, because I was drinking the beers I brewed the week before. It was perfectly fine. Caught some kind of bug at Triple L the weekend before out in Fort Collins, hanging out with the hippies. Yeah, a solid 4 days. I was out of commission last week. So if you come to Found City on Friday and I don't look 6'5" and just chiseled, it's because I missed a few workouts last week. That's the only reason.
Anyway,
6'5". Perfect.
hello, welcome back, Squatch. Good to see you in chat.
I just skipped night day, man. It happens.
Dax Draper.
That's
bro.
not how leg day works. I'm sorry. I know you work. I know you're a professional wrestler and you sell gym equipment. That's not how leg day works.
That's actually a Dak Draper joke. Is he goes, yeah, man. I never skip height day. I was like, damn you for being like 6'5" and handsome.
Yeah, the man whose body is like off of a fucking Michelangelo sculpture. But regardless, we're back. We are here. Hello and welcome. If it's your first time here, this is Total Spot Fest. We do this every Wednesday. You can definitely follow us by hitting that follow button down or subscribe button down below. Like the stream, give us a big thumbs up. Hit the little bell icon so you know when we go live. We got a little spoiler about that because it's our first show this week. More to come. Yeah. So one of two, indeed. Jamie, I know that you are just like itching because you are days away from having daytime freedom, other than working, but still.
Yeah, I'm 5 days away. 5 days. Not that I'm counting.
No.
Not that I'm counting.
Nobody's keeping record. Me and Austin are like, yep, same as every day.
Yeah, a quiet house. Can't freaking wait. I mean, I'm gonna miss Megan because she actually is the responsible one, but like Jessica and Audrey, like literally at this point, because they've been together so long, are fighting 3 times a day, every day, like clockwork. And like those are the days that really test you as a parent. Like, could I get away with strangling them with something that doesn't show marks, you know?
You can't. What you got to do is have them settle it inside of a steel cage. Let them tear each other apart.
See, here's the thing: like both of them would turn heel on each other. It's one of those things. Like they double heel, and then it's like you can't do that. One of you has to be the baby face here, guys.
You can't double heel, triple heel. You can't double heel, triple heel.
You can't.
Oh my God. Well, big salute. Here's to your almost freedom, Jamie. I mean, yes, you're ever so close. Well,
Thank you.
The thing too, like Megan's at that age now. She's now going to be a sophomore in college, right? So she's an adult now. Yeah. So
adultish.
Yeah. Adultish. All right. Well,
I mean, it's amazing. She's 19 years old and she's still the daddy of somebody. It's crazy.
I hate you so much.
Speaking of your 19-year-old daughter, I got heat with her, brother.
Okay, yeah.
She took my title.
You weren't here last week, guys. You watched our recap. You saw everything we did, but you have a couple words about SummerSlam and the losing of your title? Which reminds me, I need to remove this belt here because it's no longer yours. Hey, boom. Sorry.
This is the equivalent of losing a title in a triple threat where you didn't get pinned. Like, because she's the only person that actually keeps up with WWE, and hats off to her for doing that, because it's a rough watch most weeks. Don't feel great about losing it on a WWE pay-per-view, especially a two-nighter that could have been one night. Half of that was a Raw. So not happy about losing it. I was going to say last week before I was unexpectedly sidelined by illness, I do got to give props to all the in-ring talent on that roster, because SummerSlam, the wrestling part of it, I found thoroughly enjoyable. The WWE part of it was straight cheeks. It was just their normal crap they always do.
It was bad.
And that was the most shining example I've seen from them in a long time of stop holding all these folks back. You've got great talent. Stop overdoing things and just making it all stupid. But it's WWE, and they're going to do what they do. So tip of the cap to the talent. Big thumbs down for the writing and the booking. And big thumbs down for getting my title stolen, although it's still in the FWO, so it could have been worse.
Well, two things. Okay, two things.
Our faction plays the strengths, right? Our faction, like I am the face and the voice of the FWO, obviously. But then like I have my enforcer, and that's Austin. Austin's my enforcer. Then I have my comedic piece, that's Matt. Because he doesn't know much. He's just a part of it because he's there. And then I have my right hand. Then I have my right hand, the one who I can count on when I am not going to be at my best. Hence WWE. She played to the strengths, man. It's for the greater good. The greater good.
Two things. For what it's worth, it was a 4-way tie, Austin, and went to the tiebreaker. Okay, so. And I agree with same thing. I knew before the weekend even came, there's no chance of me winning because it's not a fucking chance in hell, right? But oh my God, we were doing so good.
Are we freeze?
Yeah, we did. We froze. Hold on.
I got nothing.
Is it still?
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's frozen. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because of the delay. There's the freeze.
Yeah, there it is. I'm like, wait.
There we go. We're back. We're back. Frozen. Unfrozen. It'll take a second to go on live. Okay. Anyway. Stop it. No. Yes. My petulance for losing froze us. It was a 4-way tie. Okay. And for what it's worth, even though was it? I didn't even I was too focused on fixing it.
See, now the freeze is just a bit. So we get freeze faces every week.
It didn't for the record, we didn't freeze at all last week, Jamie. I'm just saying. We didn't freeze.
Hey,
so I'm no what is what you're saying.
I think we were just trying to give everybody an opportunity for flash photography.
It's in the history of wrestling.
4-way tie, go to the tiebreaker, and even though I wasn't in a tiebreaker, it baffled me that I was the only one who even chose over 30 minutes for that main event. Like, how did y'all not know that was gonna? They went 20 minutes at WrestleMania. They were giving that all the time. It was his face turned back. They were giving that all the fucking time. How did you guys? Seriously,
I legitimately did not believe John Cena could go over 30 minutes.
Same.
And I was proven wrong. I thoroughly enjoyed that main event.
I did too.
But I did not expect it to go quite that long.
So, for what it's worth. Number 2, and you have to break the tie for us, because with me and Jamie here, we often agree on some things and disagree on quite a lot. That tag team ladder TLC clusterfuck. Was it just an overbooked gloriousness or just a royal mess of too many bodies? What is your opinion?
So, my sentiments of the show overall, I love the in-ring action. I hated the WWE of it. Applies directly to that multi-man tag team title match. There were some rad spots and then a bunch of dumb bullshit slowing it down with people that weren't in the match. And so there's too many bodies out there.
I mean,
but
yeah,
to the performers' credit, there was cool stuff. The finish was terrible, but the match was fun outside of the WWE-ness of it.
I think you're going down a rabbit hole there, Squatch. Okay, Peacemaker season 2 is we're breaking off Hollywood Cena from this conversation because we know you want to go.
So,
there,
hey,
you know?
since we're talking about belts, fun fact. This is a fun fact. Jamie, checking notes. Did you know Matt has as many title runs this year as one JJ does? Same amount of time.
So I'm equal to your FWO, is what you're saying.
One person, and who I already named as my.
I heard equality there. That's what I heard.
You're the Lex Luger of all this. When he beat Hogan on Nitro and then dropped the title 5 days later at Road Wild in '97. That's your spot in this.
Whatever, Virgil. Okay, we're going to move on.
Matt is the Virgil of the FWO.
He's supposed to cut. No, Matt. Jamie just set it up. He's 6. He's 6 of the FWO. You're obviously Virgil.
He doesn't have go away heat. Matt doesn't have go away heat. I mean, could.
How come Matt doesn't have any heat?
Six wasn't even in the NWO for that long before he jumped shit back to WWF.
Moot point.
Yeah.
Matt's the Vincent. I'm the Giant of the FWO.
Oh, you're
because
going
at
Giant
any moment
now.
I might just switch over to the other side.
Again,
my allegiances can shift week to week.
Again, that's not how leg day works, but I digress.
Matt, I guess, is the Buff Bagwell of the group.
Who's the Conan of the group? That's what I really want to know.
We have our offshoot of the Wolf Pack or the F Pack.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to add more members. That I'm gonna leave the FWO and start the FWO Wolf Pack, and I will find a Conan somewhere.
Absolutely. It's got to be Heidi.
No. It's the FWO stash.
Yes.
It's just the FWO logo with the mustache on it, so it's a separate color. You just have a stash on there as well. So
it'd be perfect.
How about we get to, and we're not saying, no, I didn't say it was you, Squatch. I said it was Austin, to be very clear. Welcome back. We like having you here, chat. Anyway, let's talk about actual wrestling that happened, I don't know, today. Let's go there. All right.
I like that.
Okay, so this is not the go home show, but with next week in Glasgow, Scotland, it kind of felt like a go home for the go home. You know what I mean? They're basically, because they were setting up a bunch of big stuff for next week. Okay.
It was an American go home.
It's American. America has their own go home, damn it. All right. So heavy on really putting buttoning up a good number of things for Forbidden Door. And to my pleasure, because if anybody watching out there has been watching this, one Mr. Brownlee has been bitching and moaning about not enough Forbidden Door in the Forbidden Door, right? So we got some of that going on. Didn't start that way. We began with MJF and Hangman promo where they can't touch each other because that's the thing. Okay, Austin, quick note on that. And Jamie, I want your thoughts as well. What are your guys' opinions on the whole can't interact physically or blank happens? I feel like it's overdone like a motherfucker. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I like it. And I liked, as a supplement to that, there were a lot of fines handed out tonight. Like,
True.
Tony Khan was back there just handing out fines left and right. I like, just from a storytelling perspective, reasons for things. Because why wouldn't Hangman just beat the shit out of MJF?
True.
Well, he can't, or he's going to be fined and suspended. So it does get overdone a bit.
That's my problem.
But otherwise, it leaves you in a lot of spots where you're like, well, why don't they just start fighting? And then you get to the other overdone thing where it's just people fighting, getting broken up by security all the time. So I enjoy it.
Jamie?
Old tropes are still some of the best tropes. As a huge fan of Bobby the Brain Heenan, I think he was one of the first ones who coined this thing back in the day as a manager. I know it was done in the AWA, like it was done everywhere. Like this is something that's been around a super long time. And I love because it does create artificial stakes. Even though we already know how it's all going to play out as wrestling fans. But when you're a kid living in the moment, man, oh, man, he can't touch him. He can't touch him. Like, it just creates those artificial stakes. And I love it. I think it's awesome. I don't think it's played out at all.
Well, I just feel like they use it too often, right? Because I feel like it's not one of those you don't ever, pull out once in a, but I just feel like every week they have this stuff going on where you can't touch him, right? It's just scarcity brings speciality. That's just all I'm saying. But they had that going on. I'll put a pin in that, Squatch. We're gonna get back to that, okay? MJF and Hangman come out. They're doing a little back and forth promo. It's very much on point for both guys, and turns into Hangman goading MJF hard to man up and actually pull out that contract. And he out MJF's MJF to get him to cash in his contract. Which, Austin, in a way, what you wanted happened anyway. The people who won these anytime contracts cashed them both in for the next pay-per-view.
Yeah,
Good?
It was a fun way to keep the story going since you had 6 weeks in between pay-per-views. I'm just glad they didn't do the surprise cash-in. Even though we haven't seen that in AEW, we've seen that too many times. And I like them being able to call their shot for the match when they want it. But yeah, the heel comes down, cashes in, takes advantage, and just steals the title. Like, we've seen that in wrestling way too many times. Don't need it. I thought this was a good way to get to MJF and Hanger at Forbidden Door. So yeah, I enjoyed that.
Okay.
I agree. I'd love to be a counterpoint on this. But when MJF is non-formulaic, he's at his best, right? We've talked about this. When he's not following the usual, blah, blah, blah. Well, he was kind of formulaic in the beginning of it, and then he went into being prime MJF when he's just thinking off top of his head, right? Well, it's not every day when somebody outshines him on the mic like what just happened. And I've gone on the record 2 years ago. You could look it up. Saying, man, if Hanger could ever learn how to talk, he would be the top guy. And damn it, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to say publicly that man has learned how to talk, and he makes himself way more interesting now than he ever has. Not as a heel, not as anything, just the way he's able to speak. And the fact he calls everybody a dumbass just makes my heart happy.
I love the...
Speaking of him calling people a dumbass really quick. For me, he is now officially up there with Red Foreman from That 70s Show on the greatest at all time of calling someone a dumbass.
Touche.
It's so good every single time. It's so well delivered.
It is. It's no argument here. I mean, it's, and here's the funny thing, like he going through the dark Hangman and all that brought this to him. And I'm surprised that, the cinephile in Jamie, I know, is appreciative of a lot of the growth of him, right? Because the Hangman that he is now, as opposed to the Hangman from 2 years ago, was trying to be the ultra baby face, do best for the company, but didn't really make a lot of sense because of the dark, the Dark Order storyline got changed and altered so much, and they just kind of didn't know where to go with it, right? And they left Hangman to his own devices to some extent, and it just a swing and a miss, right? But he's grown as a person, right? He now has 2 kids. He's more mature. He's been around this company for a little bit longer. And I think that especially that dark path that he's gone through with Swerve, which is still always going to be a part of his character going forward, right? He's not the Cody Rhodes ultra baby face, right? He's a different type of baby face, and that's what gives him gravitas, you know? And I like that. And he has gotten markedly better on it. But to your point, Jamie, I loved MJF in this. I mean, give me a mic that this asshole hasn't, that this schmuck hasn't touched, right? You know, just like stuff like that, right? You know, like good MJF. And getting it out of him, I mean, you just saw the smirk in his face. I loved every second of it. Okay, I thought for Hangman mostly, but yeah, real good stuff. First match, you cut to a little outside shot of the King of Cincinnati, aka Jon Moxley, coming in from the outside of the arena, and basically scoffing off Darby Allin. He's got a match with the other half of Jet Speed, Kevin Knight. Okay. And if you liked last week's match with Speedball, well, how about you take that, just change the, change the complexion of the opponent. It was basically the same thing, but it was still fantastic. Moxley can wrestle any style, right? So the match itself was kind of a carbon copy. It was good. It was enjoyable. I liked it. I'll get your guys' thoughts here in a second. Ends, though, with Darby coming out, pulling up a body bag, which he ends up in. Wheeler at first ends up in it. Then here comes Claudio back from his couple-week hiatus. And they put Darby in the body bag. Eventually, Will Ospreay comes to save him. Were you surprised to see Ospreay come out when you did?
I was, and I was thinking about this earlier, and I just remembered it. One of the things in wrestling that historically defies logic is the babyface's music hits before they run in to make the save. I wish they had it here. I wish they would have had the music for the run in here, because it's weird. You see it without it, and sometimes like, damn, you really do need that moment. But yeah, I was not expecting Ospreay to get involved in this. I thought he'd be doing something different, Forbidden Door. But I'm not sad about what we're getting.
I think it's a good way to protect him because he is got some things going on, even though it is in a steel cage. But like, he doesn't always have to take all the bumps, So I think it's actually a pretty smart idea with that. And then like the teams that they have set up are pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, they fast forward later on the night, a little interview with Renee backstage, and and Ospreay confirms he's got one Mr. Hiroshi Tanahashi, okay, the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling, okay, who should not still be wrestling, but that's another story. Which then of course
he's an icon.
It's okay, but again, it's a 10-person steel cage match, and so, to your point, Jamie, you can protect a lot of people because and who you have in this match? You've got some young ridiculousness that can do all the crazy shit, and some people that need to not take as many bumps can not, right? Come in, make your squash, and then go over in the corner. I got hit in the face for like 5 minutes, whatever.
Do you think they're going to go 2 rings for this?
No.
Because that's a lot of bodies for 1 ring with a cage around it.
It is, but because the thing is, you'll have 2 rings for all of Forbidden Door if you do that. Like, if you go like full blood and guts on this, that's not a good setup.
I'd be down with 2 rings for the whole pay-per-view. One of my favorite things in all pro wrestling was the old World War III pay-per-views where they had the 3 rings, and during the singles matches, you could go from ring to ring, and the ref would just follow you. I would be down for 2 rings the entire show. I think this match will suffer if it's done in 1 ring, just because there's so many people.
Yeah.
Squatch is on my team. Clearly, it's about Darby.
welcome to Total Spotfest, where a bunch of middle-aged men will bury your teen daughter's favorite wrestler. All right, let's go. And I don't know. Darby Allin does Darby Allin things, the whole body bag stuff. I get it, right? I agree. I don't have any problem with Darby Allin. I don't even have a problem with this kind of like shtick with him, right? We don't hear him talk. Good. Very good, right? Or talking is minimal because that's all he really needs, right? I kind of like the whole idea of him pulling out the body bag because he does ridiculously stupid Jeff Hardy-esque dumb shit all the time. So the body bag it's actually a fitting instrument, for his character. Okay. And again, if you're not slapping a title on him, I don't care. I'm good with it, right? People love him. He gets ratings. Cool, right? He's going to do something stupid and crazy, which, I love, right? I'm fine with it.
Yeah, so, Darby's a character. And he's not for everybody, but he's a character and characters get over in wrestling. I'm into the stuff they got going on with him and Mox. I am so much more into Mox in general now that he doesn't have the title. Which, I've always liked and appreciated Mox, but it was time for him to drop it, and there's just so much more interesting stuff you can do now.
Yeah. And I think we all understand that the big spot of the upcoming match is definitely going to be Darby Allin doing a coffin drop off the top, right?
Of course.
We all know this, yeah?
Of course, there's probably going to be some tables involved with it.
As much as I would love for it to be Ospreay doing something stupid, no. Have Darby do it. Have the young guy do it, the dumb guy.
So later on, it was shown, and we're gonna skip around a little bit on this, okay? So later on in the night, Young Bucks had a match. We'll talk about that coming up here, but before the main event, you see Alicia Tout. I think it was Alicia. Whatever. One of the backstage interviews.
I think it was Lexi Nair.
Was it Lexi? Okay. I couldn't remember.
I think it was Lexi.
No, it was Alicia. It was Alicia Tout.
Was it Alicia? It was what? Okay. Somebody stopped John Moxley and the Death Riders and said,
"Not Renee." It was not Renee. Somebody outside of Renee stopped. Yeah.
Well, for what it's worth, I thoroughly enjoy the fact that they don't hide the fact that Renee and John are married. People always tell her Ospreay even told her when he found out he had Tanahashi, right? Tell your husband I want to talk to him in the ring next week, right? I like the fact that they do that, and they don't have Renee. I don't think Renee's ever interviewed the Death Riders. The closest they've gotten was that kind of like that promo clip they had on like Twitter and YouTube of them driving around and him talking about why Hangman was what he is, right? Before the last pay-per-view. I love that breaking kayfabe. I do. I love it. Okay. So whoever it is stops Mox, says that they've got Tanahashi, and he acts surprised, like he could beat Tanahashi with one finger because the man's barely moves. Okay.
Held together by duct tape.
Right. So
yeah, but it's Tanahashi, dude.
It's still the ace. I know. It's still the ace. Yeah. I get it. Right. And that's fine. So he goes up to the extras locker room, which opens up. There's an Eric Surge, who we're going to see this Friday. Spoiler. A few others in there. He tells them to get beat. Well, Marina says something in Armenian. I don't know. And we're left with, in the extras room, the Young Bucks.
Such a good I popped so hard when they were changing the extras room.
So good.
Close the door, he's talking to him, and then like literally minutes later they announced the full card of it. So you got the Death Riders of John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli, Gabe Kidd, of course, and the Young Bucks versus Darby Allin, Will Ospreay, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kota Ibushi, and Kenny by God Omega. Just put all the names together and boom, let's go.
Did anybody else catch the UFO that happened to Darby?
Yes.
He said he would never do that again, and he did the UFO again. It's like, come on, man.
To a man in a body bag.
So good. I do gotta say, when they're doing this backstage segment to where Mox goes into the extra talent room to talk to the Bucks, maybe I misheard it, but I'm pretty sure whether it was Lexi or Alicia, whoever was interviewing, said Tony Khan has made official. Will Ospreay has his partners Tanahashi and Darby Allin. Mox, who are your partners going to be? And I feel like she presented it like it was a 3-on-3, and then like Claudio and Uter standing right behind him. So I was very confused. Like, is it not the two guys? Like, this was when they Swerve teamed with Christian against Darby and Sting, and he had Brian Cage run out with him every week. And he's like, yeah, my partner is going to be Christian. It's like, I felt like that. And then they showed the full graphic. I was like, this makes way more sense now.
Right. We're booking fast and hard here. Okay, just the booking's coming and going. All right. Speaking of fast and hard, we had a one women's match with like 6 women's stories tied together. I'll take it. Okay. Trios match where you had Mercedes Moné and 2/3 of the Triangle of Madness, or as we like to call them, Original Sin, because that's, like Jamie said, that's the right name. Sky Blue and Tekla versus Queen Aminata, Willow Nightingale, and Alex Windsor. But fear not, because Toni Storm is watching from the balcony, but also Athena's watching from the other side of the balcony. So
which was great.
This whole thing was good. The match was, I really enjoyed this match. And I know it has Sky Blue wrestling, and I know Austin wants to talk about that.
I do got to appreciate Sky Blue in that I was out last week, so I couldn't point out the very bad botch with the chair spot.
Oh, I talked about it.
Because I missed that.
I tried to save it, but no.
She goes out there and botches a spot 90 seconds into this match.
True.
And like, I don't have anything against Sky Blue. Just please go to Ring of Honor for a while until you're ready to wrestle on live TV, because you can't botch one thing every single match. It just looks bad.
I mean, botches will happen, but consistent botching
occasionally
but not every
bad
time.
That aside, though, I did thoroughly enjoy this match, and I loved all the women's stories kind of combined into one thing. Normally, let's split them up, get them some more time, but it worked here for sure.
I mean, I liked the use of Mercedes in the match, right? From her trying to like get her way into the triangles, like little like seance thing they do at the beginning, which I thought was really cool, right? She tries to get into their little circle, to the way she worked through the match. I thought she was good. I think Queen Aminata is getting noticeably better, even though she does a stripper move, which is, a total flagrant, like, hey, Stephanie Vacour gets over on this, do something similar, right? It's like, hey, I get the stripper move I can do. Cool, right? That legit, that's a stripper move, for those of you not aware.
Not aware.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're welcome. I did like also them using Tekla's like spider in the original sins that she had. Because during her run back with Julia and everybody back in there, she was a very quick, and she would pull that out all the time, to duck from a lariat, do the spider, flip it over, turn it back into, a reverse lariat. So I liked everybody's doing stuff. Willow's Willow. Come on, can't go on. Of course, they're building up Alex big naturally, right? Especially because it is. She's the British lady in the 4-way at the British event. I hate to put it that way, but yeah.
Doesn't hurt who she's married to either.
It does not.
It doesn't, but the goods are there. Like, the talent's there. Yeah. What a great addition to women's roster.
I think putting her with... go ahead.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say it doesn't it doesn't hurt, but she's carving her own path, and she carved her own path before, because she was killing on the indies. But was it just me, or did the crowd seem very mute tonight, or is it just how you think it was mic'd up again?
I think it could have been mic'd up. I mean, I felt like they got into this match and they got into a lot of stuff tonight, but
they were quiet at times. And early on in this match, they were a little quiet, but there were still lots of pops. There were entrance pops. There were pops for spots and stuff. Like, yeah. I mean, there were definitely times where, but like Willow, as soon as her music hit, they popped.
Right.
But like, yeah, throughout the night, it sounded like they were a little quiet at times, but it didn't seem like they like weren't into it.
I feel like that's just a side effect of some of these alternative like venues that they go with too, right? They might not sound the best for a live wrestling show on TV. In person, it probably sounds fine, right? But especially when you're taking things that are like some of like the theater and stuff is acoustically better suited, right? Some of these other venues, concert halls, things the way that they have them laid out might not be. That's just my thought.
Yeah. I mean, it's also in a venue this size, it's just a smaller crowd because that's who you can fit in there. They're a little bit more spread out in those upper areas. But I mean, we'll get to the Edge and Christian stuff in due time, and they were super loud for all of that. I think part of the problem with this match, I think part of the problem with the crowd noise during this match too is Mercedes is still a draw. And people like Mercedes. Mm-hmm. She's on your heel team. People like Tekla. I don't know if she's super over gets an instant reaction from the crowd for everything kind of way. She does get pops on her entrance sometimes. But she's more of a watch and you're going to see some cool shit and like observe and enjoy instead of just be like losing your shit the whole time for her. Then on the other side, like Willow's super over. Queen Aminata, who I enjoy her, but she's not super over as a baby face either. Alex Windsor is great. Crowd's not super familiar with her. I think it was just a weird mix of they enjoyed some people, but there wasn't a very strong, like, we love this person or we hate this person. Same with during Mox versus Kevin Knight. Mox is the hometown boy, and at one point you had dueling chants, neither of which were for Kevin Knight, because it was half let's go Mox and half fuck you Yuta. Like, there were some weird matchups as far as like crowd noise and reaction, I think played as well.
I think you're going to get that. I think that, when I look at kind of the composition of a lot of this too, it's like, if I had to really dissect it, Mercedes, put her aside. It's Mercedes, she's fine, whatever, right? Julia and Sky, they're doing their thing. People already like them for who they are, but there is somewhat of a ceiling for them. They're still young and somewhat a little bit greenish, even though Julia has been a champion, right? I think Thekla, Squatch says she's very new to AEW, right? People think she's cool. She does some cool shit. I think it's one of those that she will build into being one of people's favorites, depending on the stories that they do with her moving forward, right? I think Alex has a very similar pathway, right? And especially because she has a different style of wrestling. She fits that British style a lot better, which you don't really have a ton of in the women's division. The pairing and the way that they're doing it with Tony, although I questioned it at first because it felt a little odd, I think it makes a shitload of sense to get Alex over in a more natural progression without force feeding it. And then you got, I think, Willow. Is Willow being misbooked like Squatch says? I don't think so. I mean, does Willow deserve to be in the title picture? We all agree with that. Jamie has hearkened that for months now.
I think Willow is eventually probably at All Out taking the TBS title off Mercedes. I'm hoping for All Out.
Please, God.
I think
for all of us.
Willow is almost hurt by the fact that she's always going to get strong reactions and be super over no matter what, because there's no rush to pull the trigger on her because she's still over.
You don't need to.
You could almost say she doesn't need it, but we want her to have it. And I think it's coming sooner rather than later.
Wrestle Dream. Have it happen a Wrestle Dream.
Jamie wants to see it firsthand. So Squatch asked a question earlier. Does Forbidden Door only apply to Japan promotions, or is AEW looking at CMLL top guys? So the whole thing with Forbidden Door, its migration, is it's meant to be a tri-promotional thing, okay? Now, this match is the first one that they really get to because they haven't announced the other two competitors yet, but there's going to be a competitor from Stardom, the female variant of New Japan, and a female competitor from CMLL, right? So I think that you're going to have some. They announced some other little, more entry level matches. I think some smaller matches is going on. They did announce at the end of the night as well too that on Collision this week there's a 4-way match between a bunch of people. I think some CMLL was involved there too. The winner gets a shot at Zack Sabre Jr.'s New Japan title at Forbidden Door. Okay, which, let's be honest, is probably going to be Daniel Garcia, but we've already
No.
Yeah. I hope not. But I just have this bad feeling.
It's going to be Nigel. It's going to be Nigel and Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door in London.
I would love Nigel.
Oh,
that would make
me
so happy.
Sabre. Okay.
It's got to be. Although me personally, Hechicero all day long. Give me Hechicero and Zack Sabre Jr. But it's going to be Nigel, and it's still going to be great.
Do you think he'll come out to
Oasis?
Oasis?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they'll pay the money for that one.
I mean, it's in
Absolutely.
London, for God's sake. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I saw that match graphic and was like, oh, Nigel's winning that. And, why wouldn't he? Give us Nigel, Zack Sabre Jr. in London. That's Prince money.
F&A, Cotton. F&A.
So, we talked about Ospreay has a promo, right? And then you get into arguably match of the night here. Adam Copeland versus Stokely. I mean, instant classic. There's not enough stars in Dave Metzger's book to put down. I'm facetious as hell right now. This was comedy wrestling at its finest. From Stokely being dragged out by 2 security guards multiple times over to throw him into the ring. The fake spears, where the commentators were having a heyday on this too. Let's be honest. They were having fun with this shit.
That's the word. This was fun. This was so much fun.
I thought of you this whole match, Austin, because I was like, this is he's just sitting there, just relaxed and having a beverage. It's like, yes.
I enjoyed this so much. My mustache got longer just watching this. This was just comedy wrestling perfection done so well. This was one of my favorite Dynamite segments of all time.
So, fun fact, you thought of Austin. I thought of his other half during this.
Okay.
I saw this and I instantly saw Heidi Howitzer all over this.
It felt like a Heidi Howitzer match of sorts.
She was not watching, but she's gonna rewatch Dynamite during the day tomorrow. Because I told her, I was like, you have to see this match. This is perfect.
This is literally made me think of her because of how she is, and Stokely is like her. Oh,
it was a masterpiece.
Yes.
So
good.
It's always with him enough, and then it brings out FTR. Mind you, FTR have the restraining order. If Copeland gets involved with them, right, or interfere, he gets fired. But if they interfere in this match, the restraining order is lifted, right? So eventually, because he's not going for the pin. He's just poking that bear there, trying to get the FTR to interfere. So he gets hands on them, and he eventually succeeds. They do interfere. Stokely, of course, grabs some powder, some talcum powder, throws it in his face. Match ends in a no contest, and the beatdown 3-on-1, well, 2.5 as Excalibur would say, on 1 begins. Okay, which brings out, to save Copeland, Christian. Of course, then out comes Nick Wayne. Out comes Kip Sabian. And last 2 men left in the ring. Christian with his terrible spiked bat. Christian with Edge's Copeland's terrible spike bat, and Copeland, who back into each other, have a little stare down. Christian offers the bat to him. They hug it out for a quick second. Christian leaves. We knew this was happening, boys. After the promo 2 weeks ago, though, is this too soon? I know Squatch has a different opinion. I'm just putting it out here. And Squatch, feel free. You can yell at me in the comments. Go for it. But is this too soon to do the reunion, especially considering the Christian promo from 2 weeks ago?
Not at all. And I believe I made this comment after All In.
You did.
There's some things when the people want it, just give it to them. And this was this was just top-notch pro wrestling segment. Like, from the comedy match into the stuff afterwards, you know it's coming. Everyone wants it. No need to dangle that carrot any longer. I'm glad they pulled the trigger here.
I've been on the record that this is too soon. I said
Jimmy wants
right
to do this
from
in
the
a
jump,
year and a
like,
half or something. You know, he wants to do it like 3 years from now.
No, I wanted it to like work itself out. Like they'd finally get together at All Out, and then it'd work itself after All Out. Like, you know, cool. Maybe Full Gear, they get together, they get their title run starting Full Gear. But I'm like, it's just a little too soon. But now that I'm seeing it happen and how they did it, I'm like, okay. Does it feel rushed? Yes. But can I live with it? Also, yes, because I do want to see it myself. It's just, I think it's like a month too soon.
Okay. I'm going to be...
So,
one second. I'm
Go
going to
ahead,
be
JJ.
squarely in the middle of both of you here. Okay. Because I felt like with what they had done and the stories they were painting out here, that it was too soon. But then I thought more about it. And yes, I feel like it's never a bad idea, especially because what are you gonna have Copeland do? Just be out in the middle of you know bickering at FTR by himself, right? For months on end. Okay. So did I feel like it's too soon? I think it did. But the more I thought about it, you know, during the night, I was like, you know what? They did announce that a match for Forbidden Door is Edge and Christian. And yes, I'm going there. I don't care. Versus Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian. They can start to get their tag team back together, but they still have issues together. Considering that All Out is not right around the corner, we still got a little time to get to All Out and the obvious match against FTR for the titles, let's be honest, okay? In Toronto, their hometown. I think you got enough time to sew and button up the feud between the two of them to a point to make it make sense by All Out. You were saying, Austin?
Yeah. This is building very clearly to them winning the titles from FTR at All Out. Although I would like to see a little bit of a swerve, because Squatch asked, who do they beat for the titles? FTR. It's a little bit of a short timeline. I would actually like to see Edge and Christian beat Herd Syndicate between Forbidden Door and All Out and have them defending the titles against FTR. I don't think that's what we're going to get. I think we're going to get the moment of them winning them in Toronto, which is fine. I would like to see him go the other way with it, though. I would like to see FTR cheat to beat them for the titles All Out, because I don't think they need a long run with the tag team titles. Like, we get a little fan service, and we can keep them together for a while. But do we need two guys in their late 40s or early 50s carrying those tag titles for a long time? Probably not.
I got news for you. They're late 50s.
They're going to. Right.
Just saying.
A man can dream. A man can dream.
A man can definitely dream.
A man can dream. And if a man can dream about anything, he would not dream about a cryptic hook promo. Listen,
the only blemish on an otherwise perfect Dynamite.
Listen, ladies and
Agreed.
gentlemen.
Agreed.
Those of you who know this show well know my affinity for Batman, right? You have not seen my full office, but I have about 38 Batman figures up top here. Collection of Batmobiles. Jamie knows Batman's a thing here. And the bastardization to the point where you're making a reference to the animated series and this whole hook signal thing. It gets under my craw.
Stop trying to make Hook happen.
Yes.
Nobody asked for Hook. Nobody. Even Taz didn't ask for Hook.
Okay.
I mean, the one positive about Wednesdays, we do wear pink on Wednesdays because we are Kyle Fletcher fans around here, right?
Yep.
Fletchlights.
But Hook is not going to happen. I am sorry. It just can't. It can't. Unless he takes a lot of HGH and like gets onto the Kyle Fletcher program, like even then, he's got the personality of fucking sawdust. Like
yes, for
nothing.
one, and for two, that's not how leg day works either. He needs to.
Just AEW has grown beyond Hook. Like,
Hook?
I guess he was fine for that initial run, but anyone in chat or wants to leave a comment or tweet at us, let me know if there's anyone out there that is a Hook maniac and wants to see Hook back, or if there's any possible match they want to see from Hook. I don't think that person exists. I don't even think Hook wants to see a Hook.
Give me something more than one of Jamie's daughters telling me he's hot to give me a reasoning for why Hook is in this company. Okay?
That's only one of them because most of them don't.
It is only one of them. Yes.
It's Jessica.
I fully agree. Thank you, Swatch. I fully agree with the thought process that Hook could be Hook is that one beneficiary. Put him in the performance center, right? Try and give this man some depth in a what is the
Talking?
No. Your children get preferential treatment. What is that called?
Nepotism?
No, not a nepotistic way, right? Put him on, have him go to the performance center, right? It's like, let's see if he can actually become because he's athletic. Yes, he's a good muscle guy for his size. Sure, right? Chicks dig him. Fine, whatever, right? Let's see if he can actually become a sports entertainer, because just stop trying to make it happen. Well, if that got you down,
I'm from New York. Is this a gimmick? I'm from New York. Is that what it is?
It's kind of.
I'm the son of the suplex machine.
I'm son of Taz from New York, and I eat chips. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
The good thing is they follow that up immediately with something AEW does better than anybody, and we've already talked about enough. Let's just overbook the fuck out of the next match, okay? Let's just go. Let's go to town, right? Let's have an 8-person tag match. Let's put the Young Bucks with their most fantastic entrance ever. Although I did like the Max and Jeremy from last week, okay? Although this
that was solid.
We do get their original in-ring names when they first started off of Mr. Instant Replay and Slick Nick. Teaming up with Kyle Fletcher and Josh Alexander versus Brody King, Hologram, Tomohiro Ishii, and I always fuck his name up.
Hiromu
Takahashi.
Takahashi, dude. Hiromu Takahashi.
No, I got Takahashi, but I was like, I misspelled Hiromu. I put Hiroma here. Hiromu Takahashi. Yes, please. And Young Bucks coming out with the just flat out no music, disrespect from Justin Roberts. I love it all. It's great. It's fantastic. Kyle Fletcher is. We are Kyle Fletcher fans. It's been said enough times. And yeah, this was just good fun, from the start. This is very much the most AEW of AEW. We're gonna get one of these every week where it's just stupid and bonkers for no reason. So, yes, including a fine-inducing super kick party on Justin Roberts.
He ate them pretty good.
Yeah, that was great.
It was.
So
This match, like it's your typical AEW Wednesday night. Let's throw a bunch of really good talent in a multi-man tag and give us spots.
this was a spot fest, and it's intended to set up Fletcher's opponent for Forbidden Door, Takahashi. Okay, which, yeah, please.
He's fun. He's a fun wrestler.
He's a fun wrestler. We've preached Kyle Fletcher's goodness to high ends, and so I think he'll sell some fantastic stuff and make that a really enjoyable match. That's going to be a good match for the pay-per-view as like a palate cleanser between some of these like massive bonkers matches they got going on, right?
Agreed.
Swerve has a quick promo, okay, and out comes, his knee's a little bummed, but out comes the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, right? And thankfully carrying just the one belt. I can't get rid of the other two belts, please. Yeah, we know this. We don't need. Do you need any build for this, Austin? No.
No, and this is why I was asking weeks ago, like, are they going to do this at Forbidden Door? Because it seemed like there was a lot of time to drag this out, and this was just stalling until we get there. Like,
Yeah.
put it on a poster. I'm going to tune in no matter what. It doesn't really need build. It's Swerve versus Okada. Who's not interested in that?
Exactly. That's all Jamie does. Jamie doesn't need a poster. Just tell him, oh yeah, by the way, Swerve and Okada happening. He goes there.
Yeah. That's all I need.
Okay, we talked about some of the additions going on. This week's Collision looks overbooked like hell. Next week's Dynamite's in Glasgow. So we've got a women's tag match. We've got Monet and Athena versus Windsor and Toni Storm. The tournament finals for the tag team to determine the Hurt Syndicate's opponent is happening as well. You're going to have apparently a Will Ospreay, John Moxley chit chat in the ring. Okay, a little talky talk. So I can't wait to see the Glasgow crowd because that's a great wrestling city, and we know British crowds they can go. So it's gonna be fucking.
That's a Scottish crowd, dude. That's not a British.
That's
crowd.
a British
That's
crowd, and I'm Scottish. I should know better. I'm gonna lose my heritage here pretty soon. All right, main event, kind of considering all we had here, and I like this because it was just, hey, we're just gonna put this on as the main, the Ops versus La Faction Ingobernables.
It was a fun main too. I enjoyed this match. I enjoyed the shit out of this match.
It's a little bit different. And what do you think about the booking, Austin, of them putting a match that usually would be somewhere in the middle of the show? Just put that at the end. Sure.
Yeah, it was fine. It was still a fun match. LFI looks so rad during their entrance.
Yes.
Also, it had Samoa Joe in it, and Samoa Joe can always be in the main event. I don't care what he's doing.
And he's fresh off of his Twisted Metal tour. Have you guys caught any of the new Twisted Metal season yet?
I have not.
I haven't seen the first season yet, but I heard it was really good.
I need to watch
first season was great.
I'm so behind on catching up on TV. So I need to.
LFI was missing one piece though.
Jake Roberts.
They were missing me. Jake Roberts. I'll bring my snake and my boa constrictor if you know what I'm saying.
Jake, this is right. Hey, Jake, this is mostly a Mexican a faction, just so you are aware.
I don't know if you know this, but I was really big fans of people from Mexico and what they gave me back in the 80s. It was amazing.
Show ends with, yes, we know. Okay, show ends with MJF jumping Hangman in the parking garage. Classic trope. Good way to go home. all in all, like I said, the U.S. go home for next week's Glasgow show.
Yeah, hook promo aside, this was just a top tier episode of Dynamite. This was a fun 2+ hours of pro wrestling TV.
Look at him. He's like, if you're gonna predict it, you know
we're not done yet. No, we're not going anywhere yet, Squatch. Hold tight, man. Okay, because we were without last week. Jamie and I were here to fend by ourselves, just kind of like we did for the longest time. And if you haven't seen, we got a whole archive here. By the way, Jamie, I don't know if you saw, but this is our 299th episode.
Wow.
Next week's go home is
The one Friday is not a 300th episode. That's just a event.
Yes, and it is happening Friday, so you got a little spoiler. But yeah, just FYI. But you go back down. If it's your first time here, you check out our videos. Go back and see the archives. See how we've grown as a podcast. Not the jokes; they're the same jokes.
Lots of dick jokes.
Lots of dick jokes. Jamie makes fun of my sports teams a lot. You know, I make fun of his on occasion.
Squatch prematurely predicted. I think they got pills for that, bud.
That's okay, man. Blue Chew, it's everywhere, man. You hear what is up with Blue Chew commercials, man? They are fucking everywhere. Like seriously. Like I was watching preseason football, and the whole thing
for me is the one I see.
Like, so I was watching the Steelers last Saturday, right? And it was literally a 3-hour ad for Blue Chew. It felt like. I know Aaron Rodgers is on the team now, but are we sponsored by Blue Chew? What the fuck is going on?
Maybe it's just because it's hard to get up and watch a Steelers game right now, other than their defense.
Oh my god, I can't wait for the fall of the Chiefs. I can't wait because we know what's
like
going
all the wrestling podcasts. Like there's ad reads and like every pro wrestling podcast. We get sponsored by Blue Chew, so Jamie can do the ad read for the Blue Chews.
Oh my god, yes,
in Jake Roberts' voice.
Oh,
yeah. I would do it too.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you having problems in the bedroom? Do you need something to spice things up and she'll like it too? Try some Blue Chew.
All right.
Yeah.
What if we mix it up this week? We're gonna do Bruce Pritchett.
I get up every day because Vince made me. You will be like me and Vince McMahon. Yeah.
No Mega Powers intro to that. I thought you'd work Mega Powers in there somehow. Okay.
Well, it's what? Hey, you're limp. And this Bill's not. You bring it together and you got a Mega Power. Is that what you're looking for?
All right. I think on that note, Austin, I need a palate cleanser. I need to put some knowledge back into my brain after it's been sucked out by whatever the fuck just happened. Okay. Please tell me you have some stash of knowledge for us.
I am unlike Blue Chew, I am unable to help with erectile dysfunction, but I can shoot some knowledge off from time to time. I can drop a load of knowledge on y'all.
Hey, that was low hanging fruit. You couldn't resist that one. That was too easy.
I couldn't resist.
Jamie's dead, man.
And since I was absent last week, I've actually got a 2-parter this week.
Ooh, let's go.
We're gonna start. I am not one of those that normally gets too much into the business side of things, but there was a recent non-wrestling but somewhat wrestling adjacent development that came out earlier this week or over the weekend.
Okay.
In that the UFC signed a multi-year, almost $8 billion deal with CBS, where now if you have Paramount Plus, you will get all their stuff for free. Which the bigger point is they are no longer on pay-per-view because they are not selling a lot of pay-per-views. And if you've seen the quality of WWE drop, if you're an MMA fan, the quality of UFC has dropped as well. They are just churning out bullshit, catching dollars. But at a time where WWE is no longer on pay-per-view, UFC is no longer on pay-per-view, the fact that AEW still sells a lot of pay-per-views every time they put one on is an achievement.
That's very
so the first part of this
yeah.
week's Stash of Knowledge is just pointing that out and giving them their flowers, that in the year of our Lord 2025, AEW is still selling over 100,000 pay-per-views every time they put one out. And that's something that I would be really interested to see UFC's pay-per-view numbers compared to AEW's, because I would not be surprised if AEW is selling more pay-per-views than the UFC. Because most people that watch UFC, they're just illegally screaming. But
I mean, true.
Tip the cap to AEW in this climate where everyone's moving away, still able to sell pay-per-views.
That's very interesting. It does. So I want to just real quick there. I want to ask a question here because, for those of you who know us, know that Jamie and I are close in age. He's much older, but we're so close. Austin's a little bit younger than us, though. Jamie and I grew up at a time, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie, where pay-per-views were a big deal when we were like in high school and stuff, right? You know, you get together with your friends, everybody, you go at a buddy's house, you know, chip in, you know, do the pay-per-view and all that stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong here, okay?
They were a big deal until 5 years ago.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you and I still did it up until pre-COVID, right? We were still doing it, you know. But did you do that when you were growing up as well, Austin? Did you guys get together, like you and your buddies, and like everybody get around and watch pay-per-view at somebody's house and have a little party around the pay-per-view?
Absolutely. I was a teenager during the Attitude Era, and every time it was pay-per-view, everyone would come over. Our buddies would bring like $5. We'd all pitch in and we'd watch pay-per-view. When we got a little older, could start driving. If we weren't doing that, there were, and some of y'all that might be younger listening to this don't remember this or weren't around for this, but a lot of places would have the pay-per-view on, like restaurants would put the pay-per-view on to drive business in. So we had a place around the corner from us called Big City Wings. And me and my brother, our two neighbors, would go there to watch the pay-per-views and smash wings. And pay-per-views were an event. Like, they made them worth the money, too. Like, you could all go in because you knew you'd get something worth it. When things move away from pay-per-view and you don't have to pay that much, they don't worry about making it that much worth tuning in. And I think you could see a marketable change in quality in WWE from when they went to just streaming to having to actually sell pay-per-views, because they're not trying to get your business every single month anymore. But all that to say, yes, I was very much a part of the let's have a pay-per-view party.
Oh yeah, so much fun, dude.
And I know that we did that, Jamie, like pre-COVID. Like we'd always be mostly at your house.
Oh yeah,
because of the kids. You know,
that's how the pick championships ever started.
That's how it started.
We were at one. I'm like, hey, let's just start keeping track of who's getting everything right.
Yeah,
we found out that Megan's your daddy.
Yeah, we went over about like bunch of papers from like one of the girls like dressers over there or whatever. Like everybody, put your picks down here. We're gonna figure this out, right? Hooters, you watch it at Hooters. I didn't know Hooters showed the pay-per-view.
I watched UFC at Hooters. Yeah,
UFC I could see. Why is it that pay-per-views and wings go so goddamn well together? Okay, that's another story. All right,
well, wings go good with everything.
True. I had wings tonight for dinner.
I could go to a funeral, and if there was a tray of wings, like even better. Doesn't matter the occasion. Yeah, wings always.
I legit had wings tonight. You know, for dinner. Gonna go not. No cap. All right.
I did too.
Part one. What's part two?
So that was part one. Talked a little business side of things. Part two could be all about wings, but we'll stick to pro wrestling. Like, I talk about wings.
I think we've had that stash before. I think we talked about wings ad nauseum.
I think we actually, before we move on to part two, one last note about wings before we get off of that. The last UFC pay-per-view, my tag partner TTG came over and I was like, all right, bro, I'm going to go around the corner to the bar down the street, pick up a bunch of wings. And he's like, cool. And he shows up and I'm like, cool, I got wings over there if you want them. And cover your ears, kids. This motherfucker goes, are they boneless? And
those are nuggets.
I just stared a hole through them. And I was like, no, they're not, because I'm an adult. And if I want chicken nuggets, I'll get chicken nuggets. These are wings. Exactly right. So just throwing that out there in case it becomes relevant and I have to beat his ass sometime soon.
I mean,
it's because he eats boneless wings.
I mean, I love me some buffalo nuggets as much as the next man. I do. I make them all the time. But
But they're not wings.
Wings are wings.
The bone is what makes it a wing. It has to have bone structure, or it's not a wing. It's just like chicken tit.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like the fact that he asked if they were boneless is like, bro.
So disappointing.
Chicken titties and mac and cheese all the time.
like a real discussion around wings is, sauced or not, and dippings. What do you do, right? Okay, those are things that gentlemen can discuss and debate back and forth. Not bones. No.
Gotta
I
have
don't even know
bone
what a
there.
McRib is, but it's delicious.
That's a different story, But if your wing doesn't have bones, maybe try some Blue Chew. I mean, I've heard it's good. Okay.
It's good.
This wing chat sponsored by Blue Chew.
Blue Chew
You need a
wings.
little more bone in your wing. Get Blue Chew.
All right. Please move us forward. Please,
Okay.
please,
Now
Austin.
that we've passed wings and boner pills, we'll go to part 2 of the stash. And it is some nonsense internet discourse that has popped up recently where someone was talking about a Mount Rushmore of technical wrestlers. And there began a long discourse about whether Kurt Angle is considered a technical wrestler, which seemed very silly to me.
Yeah.
But then it got me thinking, who is y'all's Mount Rushmore of technical wrestlers? And is Kurt Angle on there?
Okay.
4, right? 4.
4.
Ooh.
I mean, Bret Hart. I'm putting Bret Hart up there for sure.
Well, while y'all are thinking over that, I do want to throw out something to consider with Kurt Angle. Because he absolutely is a technical wrestler, and if you disagree, you're just wrong and probably like boneless wings. But was Kurt Angle a better technical wrestler or a better comedy wrestler?
Comedy.
Because, man, he was funny as hell.
Milk Truck made it for me, dude.
Milk Truck was so good. Oh.
The stuff with him and Austin in 2001 during the invasion stuff was... Kurt might be on my all-time Mount Rushmore, but we'll stick to technical wrestling. I'm going to throw out my first one. We can go one at a time and flesh this out. Just give people time to think.
Okay.
JJ already threw out Bret Hart. Let's go no repeats either, just to flesh out, give some flowers to 12 great technical wrestlers.
Okay.
I am also going to grab low-hanging fruit, and my number one's got to be Bryan Danielson. I think it'd be hard to disagree.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard not to put up there. I would have. Yeah.
I agree. That's solid. Dean Malenko.
Very good.
Excellent.
Man with 1,000 holds. He was so damn good. So technical.
I think that
JJ.
for his wrestling, I'd put him close to this, but for what he's done for the wrestling business, I think it puts him over the top. I'd say William Regal.
Yeah. Can't argue with that one.
That's a good one.
I know technical wrestling
That's a
too,
great
Jamie. What's up?
For the next one, I'm trying to go off the beaten path a little bit here because we're gonna get to all the greats. I'm gonna throw out the British Bulldog, which it gets overshadowed because he's a tag guy for a long time. But if you watch some of his World of Sport stuff and even that SummerSlam 92 match with Bret Hart, British Bulldog was a world-class technical wrestler.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This one's gonna not the person, but the wrestler. Okay. Chris Benoit. He was amazing in that ring.
We got squads chiming in, going with one of the four horsemen, Tully or Arn. I can respect that.
I like that. If I had to pick one of those two, I'd go with Arn.
Yeah, go Tully.
You go with Tully? I mean,
I think so.
I think it's pretty.
If we're
close.
doing those two, but that's not my 4.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who I put up there. God, I really don't want to do this, but I feel like I feel like since we got 12 spots we're doing, I feel like it deserves to be put up there. Because had Kansas City not happened to the man, he might have gone down as one of the greatest of all time, even better than his brother. But Owen Hart.
Quality pick right there.
I mean,
He's
yeah.
he's up there.
He had just a little bit extra that Brett didn't have, athletically.
For my next one, I'm gonna go with someone not classically looked at as a technical wrestler, but very much as talented as any technical wrestler that ever existed. I'm going Eddie Guerrero.
That's a solid pick.
I
'cause he
debated
was
Eddie.
technical.
I honestly debated Eddie before I picked because I was just like, Eddie just, yeah. I mean, because Eddie wasn't. Would you call Jamie Eddie a luchador or technical wrestler first? Because it's really close.
Technical
to be honest.
first. I
think
think he's
he-
technical first.
I don't think he was. Yeah, I think he was much more technical than a luchador.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not one you like think of in the realm of technical wrestlers, but man, could go with any of them.
My third one, I mean, I think we all know my affinity for technical wrestling.
Mhm.
Dare I say, I feel like technical wrestling is perfect.
Ooh,
Kurt Hennig,
yeah.
Mr. Perfect.
I enjoyed
Yeah, that's a
Kurt
good one.
Hennig a ton. People said he's mid. He's mid. I go, if you watch that man could go. He could sell too. Like he was the quintessential late '80s, early '90s. Like this is what a wrestler looks like. He wasn't as big. He didn't get all the big titles, but man, oh. All right, you guys. I don't know if this is cheating a little bit, but I'm gonna go here. Bruno Sammartino. Jamie's like, that's cheating.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
I never
fair.
watched one of his matches, so I'll take your word for it.
I'm gonna-
that man was wrestling before Hulk Hogan was even around.
I'm gonna keep the trend going of not saying anyone that's currently wrestling full time.
Yep, this is your fourth
Because you
one,
could
too, by the way.
go. Yeah, this is my last one. So I'm gonna go a little off the beaten path because I could say ZSJ, I could say Hechicero. They're both
Yeah, those
phenomenal
are
technical
easy.
wrestlers, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna acknowledge people that came before as a fan of older wrestling.
That's what I did.
And for my fourth, I'm going Lance Storm.
I've talked about him so much as being such a damn good wrestler, but no
You have.
personality. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had him in the gun. Like that's who my last bullet was gonna be. Damn, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, there's so many good ones.
Take a-
Like honorable
take a
mention, Bob
swatch.
Backlund. Like Bob Backlund's a great one.
How about Backlund? Yeah.
Ric Flair, honestly, you could definitely say Ric Flair is a technical wrestler. Ooh, there's so many good ones.
Ultimate Warrior. I'm kidding.
You're close. Hey, actually, you're close. He wasn't
Ooh.
Ultimate. He was Ultimo. Ultimo Dragon. would be my fourth.
Oh.
The master of the Dragon Sleeper.
Yep. Man. Another one, too. Squatch threw out there. Barry Horowitz.
That's good. The Von Erichs.
I've got such a soft spot in my heart for Barry Horowitz because that was my job guy when I was coming up. Like when I started watching wrestling mid '90s, when Barry Horowitz beat Owen Hart because the referee's decision got reversed because Owen wouldn't let go of the sharpshooter, and you got the Horowitz wins. That was such a great moment for my childhood.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I
Well,
can't believe I didn't put Chris Jericho on my list. I'm kind of proud of myself.
I'm a little surprised. I think you did that on purpose. I'm just saying, but good on you.
I also intentionally did not name any Joshis because they would be on the Mount Rushmore of any style of wrestling you ever brought up, because everything good you see in wrestling came from a Japanese woman 30 years ago, if we're being honest.
Bull Nakano, dude. Oh, yeah.
But I do want to throw out an honorable mention for Asuka.
Touche. Yeah.
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 But again, like, it could all be Joshis for the top 12 technical wrestlers of all time, and you would not be wrong.
I know. Oh, well, that's fantastic. It's been a while since we had a Mount Rushmore, boys.
Yeah. Yeah, those are always fun.
A good stash of knowledge. Good stash there.
Right. Before we move on, I do got to throw out one more honorable mention that we did not name. Norman Smiley.
Norman Smiley.
Oh,
Norman.
Good Lord. Yeah.
That's a great one. There's so many just fun ones, especially the 90s. 90s had quite a few. Honestly, like, would you consider DDP a technical wrestler?
No. Not at all.
Brawler type, then?
I mean, more brawler.
Brawler type. Saturn, absolutely.
Perry Saturn, yeah.
I considered Saturn for my list, but yeah.
Perry Saturn,
so
I
would, yeah.
Basically, anybody who's in the Radicals, like, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure.
Like one of our Mount Rushmores could have just been the Radicals, and it would have been a perfectly acceptable list. I mean, we got to most of them.
I mean, I feel like
they get to Perry.
True. I feel like there's some that are wrestling now that have potential to be up there. I think Josh Alexander's one that he definitely could be up there in the future.
AJ Styles.
Yeah.
I debated putting AJ Styles out there, but because his early stuff was all flyer, right? He was
as he's gotten older, he's gotten safer.
It's not necessarily more technical. Just, hey, I can't do what I used to do. I mean, Samoa Joe has some technical abilities to him, but he's definitely more of a bruiser. But he's definitely got some.
100%, dude. Daniel Garcia, 100%.
Right. Yeah. So there's some young guys I think that have the ability to be there in the future for sure.
Pete Dunne. I love Pete Dunne.
And so, like, circling back really quick. Oh, go ahead.
You could do like half the British wrestlers that are out there. Gunther, come on, come on, right?
Absolutely.
He's German, but yeah.
I was like, circling back to what originally brought this up, I do think it's interesting that none of us put Kurt Angle on there. Because again, while he very much could be on the Mount Rushmore of technical wrestlers, for me, he's a sports entertainer all the way.
I think that
absolutely could go with the best technical wrestlers, but he was just so damn entertaining doing all his other shit that I couldn't put him there.
Hopefully Jack Perry someday, Squatch. I'd love to see Jack Perry again. I don't know where he is.
As long as they use real glass. Real glass.
And Kurt Angle, I think, I don't want to say he suffered from his initial stuff, but he was such a good amateur wrestler. He won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck, I think you just assume that translates to technical wrestling, right? And while, yes, he did do a lot of those holds there, he was much more gimmicky when he first came in. That was fun. All right.
So good. That was a good one. That was a fun one.
So this Friday is the next iteration of our good friends over at Fountain City Pro. Their next live show. Jamie's pulled the card up. He's going to go over it because I have too many windows open. I would say Ric Flair would be a technical wrestler, but I also put Ric Flair on his own pedestal. That's just me. Okay.
Why do people always say I put it on a pedestal? What does that even mean?
Thank you. took you a minute to get there. I was like, what,
Yeah.
come on, Jamie, where
All
you at? So Fountain City Pro
All
having the latest pay-per-view going on is available to stream on their Patreon. We will be live on this here channel, Jamie and I will. Maybe Austin will do a little run-in. But we will be live with the pre-show. Doors open at 6. We'll be live right around then as well, too, with the pre-show. First bell is at 7. So you can follow Fountain City Pro socials down below in the description. We'll be live on their socials as well as here this Friday. Jamie, talk about the show a little bit. Let's go.
All right, so a few of the matches that have been announced, actually all of these matches, I don't know if there's any extras, but there might be. So there's must-see TV Colton Vaught going up against Scott Hansen, who we saw go against Jeremy Wyatt twice, and he's pretty good.
Mhm.
We thought he was very, very good. Then we have Ashlyn Alexander and Shylin going up against Nixie XS and Izzy B. Then we, of course, have one Heidi Howitzer going up for the Destination Championship, formerly known as the Journey Pro Championship, facing off against Aaron Williams, who's friend of the show, been on the show. So hey, we got two friends going at it right now.
We haven't seen
that
Aaron
one.
in a little bit. It'd be good to see him again, man.
Yes. Jeremy Wyatt going up against Eric Surge. So obviously, you know, me and Jeremy go back a little bit, so that's a little fun. Then we have a 4-way tag team match, the Standard, which has Juan Leon.
Who?
Team doubles.
Hold on a second. Stop right there. Because if you remember at our last
Oh, I do.
pre-show, you remember, there was a bet put out there between one Mr. Jamie Faulkner and Juan Leon. And Juan lost that. And if you don't think we're going to cash in on that, he promised to come on and tune in this Friday. Trust me. Tune this Friday.
You don't know me very well if you don't think I'm going to let a guy sneak out of a bet. Like that's not how I roll.
Yeah. Jamie will not forget. It's going to be fantastic. All right, sorry. Go ahead, Jamie.
So we have the Standard, double stuff, the Revolution, and then Only Friends. So they're going to be going up against each other, and then the Limb Ripper, Tommy Davis, going up against Luke Langley. That should be actually a lot of fun.
Tommy Davis, who's that guy?
Tommy Davis, he's an HCW.
Who's
right?
that guy? Don't remember that's the who's
I don't
the
think
guy.
he's an HCW. I think he's
That's
like
true.
a St. Louis guy or something.
Okay.
Isn't that the who's that guy?
No,
No,
that's
Chance Kerrigan.
Oh, that's
He's
Chance.
part of the
Kerrigan.
Standard. He's the illustrious Juan Leon's tag team partner is Chance
Oh.
Kerrigan, who is that guy.
I knew he
Then
was
of
on
course we should go over the last of the tag team matches to talk about. Yes, ACFC. That is one Austin Reddick and Tommy Too Good going up against the Premier, also
gonna be-
friends of the show.
It'd be tough for Jamie to pick a
That one
side on
should be
that
fun.
one. There.
Lots
I
of
don't
shit
know.
talking going on in that one.
That's the real main event.
I
Not
think
whatever
that'd be
they're
fun.
not whatever the next match you're about to announce is. Who even are those guys?
Yeah. Oh, nothing major. Just Gary J and Camaro Jackson are current.
Right.
Nothing major.
Chairs will not be safe during
That
that
match will fuck.
Yeah, there's gonna be stuff. There's gonna be furniture broken some point in that match. I pretty much guarantee it.
There'll be blood vessels popped on some chests. in that match,
Ooh,
for
yeah,
sure.
there's a lot of slapping going on there. So, good fun will be had. This tickets are still available. Front row has been sold out for a while, but plenty of room. They have the ability to expand it out too. So, no danger of a sellout because they can always add more room. Move a wall. Literally, it's easy. But no, plenty of tickets still available. $20. Fantastic. It's going to be hot this weekend too. So let's get inside. There's a local independent professional wrestling promotion that has air-conditioned facilities. This is unheard of, ladies and gentlemen. Unheard
Yes.
of. So
And clean bathrooms, which you normally don't get.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
bathroom is nice.
Oh, very nice bathrooms and great parking. So, Ball Event Center on Lathrop, Kansas, just on the corner, on the edge, on the cusp, on the little dingus of the Olathe Medical Center campus. 6 o'clock again is doors. 7 o'clock is bell time. Links down in the description if you're listening or watching to this here. We should have links down in the description. And again, we will be live here on YouTube as long with Found City Pros socials with the pre-show. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. It's been a little bit since we've been to a show, so I'm ready. I got my stretch. And Jamie's gonna be Sans children too. It's gonna be nice.
If you're working heel, then I hope you win.
Watch, even when I'm not working heel, I'm always working heel.
Yeah, the premier of the big heels. Actually, they're great. Campbell is the shit talker of them, and Campbell's great.
I
love Campbell. I know he rubs people the wrong way, but I love him.
That's kind of the point.
I know he does an absolute just great job just being himself.
I know, it's fantastic. So that's what we got for this week here. We'll be live this Friday. So if it's your first time here, hit the little bell icon so you know when we go live. But we'll be back next week, same bad time, same bad channel. Talking about
we have one last topic.
Oh, we did have one last. I skipped over a topic. I am sorry, Jamie.
You sure did. You sure did. And our fans want to know what our thoughts are. One, Killer Karrion Kross being a free agent. Is it a work? Is it real? Who knows?
I'm going to follow that up with an extra question. Is it a work? Is it a real? Who cares?
Ooh. Do I have to answer both these questions? I don't want to.
No matter which way this goes, is there a satisfying conclusion?
I think so.
What do you think the satisfying conclusion is?
So he was really over in WWE organically. And a lot of the WWE fans, as of late, have been migrating away because they're kind of getting over the WWE, machine a little bit. Is AEW bloated already? Like you said, I think he could make a name for himself there in the mid card, but if he showed up, he would get a massive pop and t-shirt sales and all the things. I think it makes a lot of sense for him to show up there. I think it actually makes a ton more sense for him to go back to TNA.
I think none of the above.
Okay.
I have enjoyed his character work since like late last fall when he started doing the kind of devil on the shoulder thing. But I think ultimately Karrion Kross is a meme. I think WWE is so bad at creating good characters that someone being remotely interesting, people got behind it. I don't think AEW fans care to see him in AEW. I don't think the bulk of WWE fans even really care if he comes back. I think the We Want Cross chants were more so just directed at WWE of please just give us something interesting because you don't build characters. And that's why I asked if there's really a satisfying conclusion. Because I think ultimately, he is not a new up-and-coming name. He's already been fired and come back once. And this is nothing against him as a person or a wrestler. Like I said, I've enjoyed his character work, his matches or whatever. If they bring him back, they're not going to do anything with him. He's not going to AEW. Him and his old lady have heat with Don Callis for some things that happened in TNA. If he goes back to TNA, he's basically in WWE developmental. I don't think there's a spot for him anywhere. That's going to be particularly important. Is he going to go tear it up with the New Japan roster? Is him and Zack Sabre Jr. putting on a classic? No, not happening.
I think the most likely outcome for him is twofold. I think there's always the possibility to work and he's going to be back in mid card, whatever, in AEW, in WWE, right? I don't see him going AEW. With the roster the way that we have, yes, he had gotten over with a good number of the fans, Jamie. I'm not saying he's he's not like Bryan Danielson 2012 over, okay? It's not like that, okay?
That's different.
I understand, but I don't think he can get to that level as much as I like the man, right? Because if you ever watched his stuff, like when he got fired the first time, he like him and Scar started streaming. It's mostly him doing like motivational speaking on Twitch, and it was like the man's just a really good guy, right? Like a really good guy, right? By all means, he's like the perfect gentleman, the best husband, right? A generally like good person, right? Somebody who would take his shirt off and cover a puddle for an old lady coming down the street. Just like, great, cool. World needs more people like him, right? Does AEW? No, right? I think I agree with Austin's sentiment about TNA. That's a lateral move. Look what he did in NXT. They built him to be this big bad. And yeah, it was kind of at that point where TNA was losing out. But it never like fully connected as, like, okay, right? Moved up to the main roster. They tried different things with him. This is the best he's ever been because they gave him some freedom on it a little bit. I don't know, though. I think the most likely source of it is he just kind of does they do their own thing and he bounces around a little bit. Shows up at GCW occasionally. Maybe a little NWA, right? Maybe pops into, something over in Japan for like a one-off thing. I think that's the most likely source. Or it's a work and he ends up back in exactly where he was 3 months ago in the mid-card on the WWE.
Yeah, and really quick, if he does end up back in WWE, we saw this story play out 2 or 3 months ago when everyone rioted when they fired R-Truth. They brought him back for one pay-per-view match, and then where's he been? I know he showed up and said something to Cena on SmackDown last week, but like, this is not going anywhere no matter what happens.
Where's Rusev? Big thing about Rusev, right?
Rusev is in an endless battle with Sheamus. And I feel disappointed in myself that I know that because I've watched enough Raw recently that they just keep giving us Rusev and Sheamus for whatever reason to no reaction. And I like both those guys very much.
One thing that WWE's good at.
Everybody can't win. That's the moral of the story. But you can win if you join us next week here on Total Spotfest. So we will be back next week, same bad time. See, that's a transition.
Or they could win by playing fantasy football with us by hitting us up on Total Spotfest if you want to get in.
Yeah, that's right. We got to figure out.
You beat all of us.
We got to figure out when we're doing draft. That's right. It's coming up here real soon, folks. So we still got some spots open, according to Commissioner over here. So if you want to be in fantasy football, at Total Spotfest on the internet. Spotfest? Spotfest. It's a Spotfest. Total Spotfest. We play football. Oh, the food? The food. Name's Food? It's a rabbit. Okay. But he's got a fucking rabbit.
Name Food.
Total Spotfest on the internets over on the Twitter machine. Hit us up. Hit a DM. Jamie will respond back to you there. We're looking for a few more people to join in. Totally free. Bragging rights. If you are not on this dais and you win, you get to join us for a pay-per-view pick.
Yep.
You can win that belt.
Out, then you can be just a part of it.
Absolutely. And yeah, we do some stupid things too as we go on during the season. So it's a lot of fun. But no. Hit us up on that. We will be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Again, this Friday, we're going live with the pre-show over at Found City Pro. Info down below. But we will see you guys next week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We hope to see you guys back. Give us a big thumbs up. Jamie, take us home, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I got 8 words for you.
I'm sticking with squash. I'm going with 5. Let's go.
Total Spotfest. Brought to you by Blue Chew.
How did we get here? All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Later.